we return to King Steensane of Gotland. Steensane of Gotland? I don't know how you pronounce that. It doesn't matter too much. Welcome back. So, we are currently the grandson of Loki, trickster god, and then, of course, the son of Sheogoratha. Oh, no, wait. We're the grandson of Sheogoratha. Oh, but we are the grandson of Loki. We are the grandson and great-grandson of Loki, because Loki was Sheogoratha's father. It's very confusing. Like, most of the point, there's a little bit of God's blood here and there, a little bit of magical heritage, but more important, a lot of madness. Someone pointed out last episode I'm playing a lot more reckless than usual, mainly because it fits into the series. We're playing a family of possessed lunatics who are always going to be possessed lunatics. So why don't we embrace it? It also seems like you guys are kind of happy with me embracing the alchemy as it is without going into things too much beyond that. Hey, get that splash screen out of here. So I think we'll just embrace it then. I was going to tweak it, like I said at the end of the last episode, to make it a little more fair and balanced, but we'll just go nuts. If you guys are okay with me going nuts, let's go nuts and build all the wonders we can and sort of have a go with that. Now, there was also another comment I wanted to bring up very briefly, which was somebody pointing out that, demand reconversion. Hey, get back here. Don't you dare abandon the old Jotnar ways. Someone points out that there is apparently an ambition added with the latest patch to build and upgrade a wonder and make it tier 2, and apparently if we do that and we follow those steps and succeed, there is a possibility of getting a unique feature with it. So I guess it's like a grander wonder than you would normally get just by building things of the standard procedure. So we'll try and do that if we can, because that seems like it'd be pretty great to actually test it out and see what it's got in store for us. Sorry, I'm trying to tweak my microphone here, because apparently I'm very loud. Louder than I normally am, but hopefully it's not too bad for you guys. My liege, the people of Constantinople have progressed beyond our own technological level. Thank you. That is our aunt, Hel, as in Hel, the Norse god Hel, leader of Helheim, I would assume. Okay, so, we're a 9-year-old boy. We are receiving a magical education from our guardian, Christina the Feeble, who is an arcane master. She has magical heritage. She's a half-giant. She's a magical half-giant who's teaching us magical half-giant things, because, of course, we are also a half-giant, being a descendant of Loki and some random humans. So, we're going to have a few years here to kill and just basically bide our time, but luckily we managed to get enough buildings built last episode to give us a nice amount of monthly income. So, when we turn of age, we're going to be able to do a lot of things. We're going to have access to a lot of things. If we want to do a big old raid, we can afford to do that. If we want to build a load of buildings or invest in retinues or whatever, we can do those things. Oh, this is big. Getting the trait Curious, guaranteed. Fantastic. I found an injured bird. It seems to have fallen from its nest. Maybe I can keep it as a pet while it recovers. So we've got Brooding and Curious. Brooding and Curious are both the outcomes of the magic education. I believe they are both what you need to get the highest magic education. Not only that, but they're just great traits anyway. Just, Wrath, or Envious. Well, if we get just out of that one, that'd be fantastic. And of course, Curious becomes Shrewd, Cynical, or Sympathy for other religions. Shrewd or Cynical, both of which would be fine in my opinion. Obviously, Shrewd would be the best one there, given the sort of +3 to everything. What about our brother and heir, Sheogoratha, who we would kind of rather play as, because he was born a full-blooded giant. The giant's blood is strong in him. He is brooding as well, but also got timid, which is kind of a shame. He's also a frost giant there. Hrimthursa, which is frost giant, funnily enough. Gives him some bonuses and wins from that type of thing. More of a defensive giant. I believe the fire giants are the offensive ones, so doesn't matter too much even if we don't get to play as him. We have the Tapestry of Nelora added to our treasury. Somebody who died. I thought we always had that. Oh, you know what happened? That was our mother who just died. She was a fire giant and a demigod fire giant there. She had that, we gave her that artifact so that she would come to the court and marry Bjorlam, our last character's father. So that would make sense. Interesting. Okay, this is very confusing. Sorry. So we are simultaneously Loki's grandson and great-grandson. Somehow we've blown through like 3 characters in all of about 2 or 3 episodes. Your Godi, Christina Ulfaldi the Feeble, has been discovered charging money for religious favors. We've got to let it slide because she's one of the most powerful wizards of our realm. Arcane Master and Giant will allow it. You guys have been saying as well, I was kind of apprehensive doing this series to Series B, because Series B was always intended to be a bit more historically accurate, not fantasy. But a lot of you point out that some of the things this mod has talked about, the alchemy, and there was a comment last episode explaining it, that one of the scholars, the alchemists in the event chain we had last time, was a historical alchemist. Apparently he's got a Wikipedia page dedicated to his studies of alchemy and all of that in real life, obviously. So, I guess I'll allow it. It still all seems to have historical precedent. Obviously, giants existed in Norse mythology. The Jotnar existed in Norse mythology. So I'm fine with everything what we're doing right now. Seems like it's acceptable. You know, I think things are okay. So this is an alright Series B, despite... Oh, shit, getting envious. Oof. Guardian intervene? Nothing. We're sticking with envious, are we? I don't like envious. Diplomacy +2, personal combat +3, Liege Opinion -15. To be honest, it's diplomacy -2 for some personal combat and intrigue, so I'm not too concerned about that, seeing as the Liege Opinion makes no difference. We're wicked? Are we? Who decided that? Oh, because we lead a life of sin thanks to envious. Okay, got it. Oh, that's interesting. It actually has a dynamic, sins and virtues. However, I don't really understand. Oh, fuck, this is horrible. I don't really understand why they would give a shit about that, seeing as we're Norse. They don't really care about the sins and virtues. Your scheming snake of a regent, Christina, has managed to convince the court that you are insane. The decision has been made to lock you up in one of the castle towers until you're deemed mentally fit to rule, regardless of your age. I'm not insane, I'm not. Or I shall plead with the king of the turnip people for my freedom. Though illness tried to overtake me, it's no match for the divine power that courses through my veins. Because we are a descendant of a god, we've been able to I guess, stop her. You know, prove of our... I guess we did win over the Turnip King. Been able to prove our innocence there. Young Olga is an Eldritch Scholar. Sounds, I guess, valuable somewhat. Okay, now our brother, we do want to educate in magic as well. Just in case we die suddenly, we'll be playing as a Frost Giant Magician. Sounds like a pretty good compromiser. We're still under house arrest. I guess when we're of age, we will no longer be under house arrest, fingers crossed. Look at this little nest egg we're building up here, huh? 924 gold over the past few years. We should be investing in this straight away. Get Berserkers. We can get a Wool Merchant. Naval Supplies Merchant gives galleys plus 5%. I think we'll go with the Berserker Barracks just because men are a bit more useful. We're going to have to build a temple. We're going to have to build a temple anyway. You know, we're going to have to build one eventually if we want to build a city regardless. So, or we're going to have to build one if we want to build more than one city. Lately, I've been having these special feelings for a special someone. The strange urge is to find myself embraced and close with another person. Carpenter's daughter, the farrier's apprentice. Oh, that's just a negative, so I'm not going to take that because the Ram will hate us, because they're not very progressive in 918, funnily enough. We've gained cynical rather than shrewd. Man, this character is coming out shit. We'll take Lustful, though. Lustful is a slight gain there. It's a little bit of a consolation prize, if nothing else. I'm hoping we don't just turn 16 and we're still in prison, because that would really, really suck here. Who are you? What do you want? You want to marry... Who knows? He's gone now. He retracted the offer within seconds because we didn't reply immediately. Let's get these Berserkers. I'm more than happy to go for as many Berserkers as possible. One of the most powerful units we've got access to here. In fact, one of the most powerful units in the game, full stop, Agricultural Retinue. Right, Temple's built. Temple of Bisbee. Let's create a new vassal. I don't particularly want to hold that myself. It would just be more taxes for us if we give it to a vassal. We can always upgrade it as well. Levy size, garrison size. Honestly, the upgrades are not bad for that, huh? I think we should maybe start upgrading this as soon as possible. Tax income plus 2 with the brewery. Build a temple level 1. I'm going to invest in a temple as well, because a lot of our main buildings are going to be buildings from, or produced by prestige. You know, they cost prestige to build, which is not something we really have a lot going for us right now. Oh, God, really? Oh, because we've been at peace for 158 months. Sure. Yeah, sorry, that's actually my mistake there for not paying attention to that, right. Get on the boats. Mark them as raiders. We'll get Mads. Now, Mads is our heir. Sheogorath's son. Our cousin. Well, he's our cousin, but he's also our brother's, our father's brother. So he's our uncle cousin. Mads Sheogorath's son of our second character, or first character. He's a half-giant. He's left-handed. He's not bad, but I certainly wouldn't want to play as him. So let's hope that during these raids, he were to be befallen horribly with a terrible disease of getting his head chopped off. That would be fairly ideal. Right, I wanted to go to Cologne and actually raid them. Turns out they've already got raiders to deal with, which is good for us because they've just cleared the way. So we can now move in and basically take out whatever's left. Right, let's get some... ooh. I was going to say, hang on a minute, they're going to crush us, but they're not. Because Cologne is in rebellion. The Rorgon Lotharangia revolts war for Lotharangia. Sure, so we can just sit here and raid this and have nothing to worry about. But they're going to help us raid it. Thank you. Regency has ended. We have gained Arcane Master and Magical Heritage. Right, so we're a Great Wizard. Still under House of Rest. Why? Why are we under House of Rest? Are we still free to do things? Can we still do everything as usual? We can still do everything as usual. Maybe that'll just disappear soon. We are going to go for Alchemy again, so we can actually take a look at the wonders, because you guys seem to be okay with that, so I won't bother with anything else. Groom and Heir. Right, let's try and get some Prodigy blood into the family, because we're playing with some very shitty characters very suddenly. You're all useless. Right, let's go up to Character Finder. Let's go to the Character Finder, search or reset everything. Let's go Prodigy. We want to say gender, women, married, no, Diplo range, yes. We'll save that as filter 1. There are a few. Germanic, she's of Orkney. We may be able to just marry her. Arrange betrothal. How old is she? 5? Who else have we got the option of? The only other options are a dragon. This lady, is she in our court? She is in our court. Oh, no, that's not us. No, of course that's not us. We're actually a full-grown man with a full-on beard these days. Right, let's see if she'll be betrothed to us. No, because we're an infidel. Ah, you big bitch. Okay, Can't invite them to court either. I'm going to hold out. I'm going to hold out for somebody like that. Oh, they've actually sent in some troops to try and stop us. They've got us. Okay, fair enough. I should have retreated that. We're trying to get him killed anyway, which is why I was, you know, not retreating that. Because I kind of want him to die so that we can move on with our life. What about, like, I was going to say the UK, but apparently they've sucked up all the gold from it by flipping cultures. What have we got here? Plenty of gold kicking around in France, so we'll just go for that. Please die. Kill him. Nothing. My sister, I assume, she's not bad. Oh my god, she's shrewd and conscientious. She's actually very good. Don't really want either, but we'll not risk her becoming our rival, because this character seems fairly safe. He's like a pretty okay guy to pick. I was only going to raid to get rid of that at-peace modifier anyway. Right, I'll turn knowledge into gold. We've apparently already learned quite a bit of alchemy. Oh, you know what? I suppose we get to skip those early steps, because part of the alchemy event chain is obviously finding the lesser and greater key of Solomon, which we've already got. So that's worked out pretty fantastic for us, I think. Look at our stats now. 24 learning all of a sudden. My writing has made its way to the church who have been very critical of it. They claim the writings are contrary to the old Jotnar canon and have declared it heretical. Good. We tried to write a book about alchemy and they thought it was heretical, which is pretty ironic seeing as our last character was a very famed alchemist. We do have a vassal now, so I do have to bear that in mind. Sure, you can be designated regent, whatever. We are champion, master of the blade, we'll give it to her. I'm just trying to give out titles to whoever. Now, we're looking for someone who's patient, diligent for this particular position, and you are both welcome, Freya. Nice. And we've increased our knowledge of the magical arts. So we've got occultist done. We just need, dabbling in occultist. We need to become an occultist. Then there's a chance we can become a full-on alchemist. Which point we actually might become a full-blown alchemist in a very short amount of time in this character's life. The Mongols are here. Thank God we are on Gotland as far as I'm concerned. They shouldn't affect us too much. They normally do sweep, obviously, across Northern Europe fairly quickly, but I can't imagine they're going to go all the way through Finland, all the way through Sweden, and then arrive at Gotland and take the straight crossing. By that stage, we should be pretty powerful anyway. How's our prestige? Pretty good. Okay, we're not looking too bad now. So do we want to build anything else with the last amount of gold we've got left? Do we want to upgrade the temple, perhaps? How many troops are they providing? I mean, I want men right now. That's the one thing I want. So we might as well upgrade the troops in our vassal holdings. So we go for the militia quarters, because that's actually going to give us 90 troops, whereas nothing we upgrade here will. What have we got? We've only got the option of shipbuilder or prestige buildings, obviously neither of which we can do right now, so this is fine. Now, what is it we need for the small warlord's domicile? Because by building that, we have access to, of course, we're playing with Loki's stat mod, so we have access to buildings that give stat buffs, very similar to the Merchant Republic buildings there. So we need the smaller warlord's domicile, we need a small tribal village, and for that, we need an Earth Hill Fort 1. For that, we need 250 prestige. Okay, if we could marry someone highborn, then that would be pretty fantastic. Might just be an easy way to get a bit of prestige. What about these prodigies? Prisoner in somewhere. Still don't want that betrothal, huh? Still not interested in that. Obviously, we can't arrange that because she is in prison. What about her? Range marriage, range betrothal. She's 7. So we'll be waiting a little bit of well. Okay. That's a shame. Keep a close eye on these people because they may... Oh, she we can't invite to court anyway. She we can't invite to court anyway because her father is a chief. She we can't invite to court either because her brother is a count. Okay, so we actually can't invite him to court. They would have to accept the marriage, which they're not going to because we're an infidel. Alright, let's take a look for genius instead then. We've got the choice of... anybody wanting to join court, more to the point. She is a zombie. She's actually a full-blown revenant, so I think we'll ignore that one, Chief. Mylena, with her fancy blade fans, sure. Oh, you know what? She's actually willing to come to court, and she's shrewd, diligent, greedy. Oh, shit. Welcome aboard. She's a great character. She's 25, so she's a little bit older than our current guy. But as they're both Arcane Masters, you can obviously get that event to fire whereby they like each other more because they share the same education. This is cool. Okay, we want you to marry... if you don't mind. Stay insane. That'd be pretty good. Do we want to gain wealth or prestige? I think we want the prestige at this point. Wealth is easy to come by when we've got troops. With prestige, we can get ourselves more troops. Business as usual with China. We can actually visit China, interact with China. They are being invaded by the Mongols. Send them a eunuch. What are they like right now? Bond, religion, dislike, Mazdan, so neither of which affect us. Send them the dragon. We can find another commander. But how frequently are we going to be finding, or more specifically, we want to act quickly before they're overthrown by the Mongols. So let's send them a concubine as well. You can have my sister or cousin or whatever the hell she was. Commander, I'm sure we can invite someone to court to act as a good commander for China. Let's see what we've got. Excuse me, would you like a trip to China? Free holiday to China. You'll do. You seem pretty good. Oh, we're looking for congenital traits as well. He might be better. I'm going to invite them both, and we'll see which one is worth more. He might be better than him, but just based on the fact that he has perceptive. But, you know, we'll give him a test out. My questions will be missed times, please. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. All right, let's go back to China. Now, I want to get some bonuses before they're invaded by the Mongols and then close, go into isolation or civil war or whatever. 290 was actually worth the most there. And we've replaced our other marshal anyway. Right, so now I want to request, I would say, a Chinese artifact. Maybe, actually, a Scholar Bureaucrat. Oh, but Scholar Bureaucracy... Scholar... What would be there? It doesn't matter. I was trying to think what would his title be if he was... If we're being accusative there. Lose 1,000 grace. But that does not affect prestige, does it? So let's not worry about that. Scholar Bureaucrat, kind of irrelevant, I would say, in that case. And we've always got a fair amount of gold kicking around. For the buildings that we've got, we can definitely afford it. I think a Chinese artifact might be more useful. Get ourselves a sword or something. But a Master Engineer. Imperial Marriage. Oh, shit. That would have been a better idea, because then we get access to Chinese honor guards. I'm going to go instead for... We're going to take the Chinese artifact, because it might be a while before we have the option for that in the future. What did we get? What did we get? You want to actually send me something, my boy? Did he send us something? Did he send us anything? Did I actually request it? We'll try that again. I covet the stewardship ability of some people at my court. I deserve to be better at managing economy. Let's try and befriend one. That doesn't seem like a good... Okay, so we can become deceitful or humble, both of which are pretty good. I don't think insulting one of them is the best way to go around it. We could become humble. That's fine. Wolf, raven, cat, or owl. I think a raven is a bit more appropriate. Or a wolf, I guess, because of, you know, Benre. Which is probably more useful. I imagine, like... What, wolf would be martial, raven would be intrigue, cat would be... Fuck knows. Let's go for a cat then, see what that gives us. See what you can offer me, cat pet. It might just be the base game, pet cat, to be honest, now that I think about it. China, do you actually want to send me a friggin' artifact? They didn't send me one. During the... Oh, shit, it said we lost something. Oh my god, he didn't send us the tapestry we already had, did he? Maybe he sent us a tapestry because we've already got one and it was destroyed. Well, that would suck. Surely that's not a mechanic they've left in the game. Paradox, you big shit. I don't think that's right. I guess because we're not the original owner, so it might not flag it. I have no idea. Charté. Good name. You can be my... Organize some raids. We'll organize some raids for now and get some free troops to go out raiding with. Attempt someone familiar was a success. So the cat actually gives intrigue. What the hell would the raven give? Diplomacy? Learning? I don't know. Doth quoth the raven? So that would be what? Diplomacy? I don't know. You're bound low over your term, struggling to stay focused and keep your eyes open as your wife. This is what I was talking about a few minutes ago. When your wife, Kara, I would assume that would be, enters. She crosses the room and inspects the terms over your shoulder. Perhaps a fresh pair of eyes may prove helpful, dear husband. Perhaps you are right, Kara. Your wife has received an education in theology like yourself, so she grasped the nuances of the problem to explain it. The two of you set to work, discussing and comparing translations. She's the most competent theologian. Within the hour, you've laid the groundwork for a promising solution to, hopefully, alchemy. Gain common interest, so they're gaining opinion with one another, which is obviously great news. Nice. We could send her a gift as well. Oh, yeah, we already did, didn't we, to get her to court. She's 26. Hey, child would be good. How is Babby formed? Preferably quickly, that's how. No longer okay, so we need a new chancellor too. Erstein. Fucking Erstein's still here. I remember him from last time, because he's one of the wizards we brought to court. We've got Rotislav. He's not terrible. I guess we'll invite him to court as well. We've got anyone better? Black Marshal of the Band of the Hippo. We've got a fairly good steward in the form of this guy here, so we'll invite him as well. I want some backup chancellors. He's also insanely good. A lot of Russian guys want to join our court, huh? Speaking of which, okay, we won't worry about, obviously, priest. For a theologian, it seems a bit pointless to invite a guy of a foreign religion when we can't put him to use. Welcome. Lots of Russian names have joined our court. Chancellor Rotislav, welcome. If you can make everybody love me, that would be fantastic. All of our council hate us. Why? Opinion of Liege, personal reign, personal diplomacy, short reign, foreigner, unfruitful, lunatic, attraction. Oh, is he homosexual? Why would he give a shit about that? Excuse me? Attraction to lunatic. Well, why the fuck would he give a fuck about us not being able to have children? Attraction to possessed. Chase versus lustful. What about this guy? So he actually... Oh, he must be secretly homosexual then. He must be. Because the other guy doesn't care about that. Very odd. Yeah, no, the other people don't care about that, but the women do. I think we've worked you out there, Ratislav. What a weird mechanic. If he's secretly homosexual, we can still find out just by looking at his opinions of us. If we're ugly, he'll let us know. Well, that's nice of him. Thanks. Right, court position. Erstein Yordukes, he's got 16 learning. Cupbearers are whoever, I don't really care. Should make people like us a little bit more, huh? Stewards, we should really focus on keeping our guests, the stewards and the councillors, a little bit more happy. She'll do. Why the hell not? There we go. Just so they don't leave our court and leave us high and dry. Olga, werewolf, vampire, something. Have we got people out of prison then? Oh, nice, we do. Okay, let's ransom him for 145 gold and banish you. Get out of here. 145 gold is massive. Oh, it was Jarl of Wessex, I see. Elfgar. Why don't we keep building ourselves up then? Housecarl training ground. Nice, I'll take that. That seems great. That was prestige, right? Should have saved up for the castle instead, but hey, I'll take any troops we've got so we can go out raiding a bit more effectively. Barracks, I'll take barracks. Like I said, any troops are better than no troops. How many are we up to right now? 1,855 when we're fully reinforced. So I'm going to flip you over from raiding to training. Thank you very much. A noble by the name of Luo Tong. This is good. If we allow him to stay, and then protect him from the Emperor, we can get the Dragon Medallion, which is fantastic. Hole in the wall. We had cessation of violence last time. Whereas the positive effects of fresh air is known to all, and whereas the movement of the wind must not be obstructed by man-made structures, I, King Steensane of Gotland, decree that all homes throughout the realm have 2 holes, each no smaller than a grown peasant. The law will bring salvation to the realm. Everybody hates us. Well, by which I mean one person hates us because we've only got 1 vassal. Frantisek was murdered? There's been a murder. That's annoying because he was a very good steward. Okay, you'll do. Maybe it was him that killed him. What are we going to do with this guy? Build legend, I guess, just so we can afford to make more buildings. It's actually a pretty significant prestige game with that. There we go. Nice. Despite his fears, no emissaries of the Chinese Emperor came looking for him. The time has come for me to leave. I will never forget your kindness. Please take this as a token of my gratitude. I will treasure it always. Okay, sweet. Dragon Amulet is good. Not too good, as I said before. It doesn't build... Oh, it's build cost. Yeah, build cost doesn't affect prestige buildings, but the Vassal Opinion +5, the Stewardship is always quite nice as well, and the Prestige as well is going to help us build more buildings. Loki, have mercy. The Sunset Invasion. Huetlatonii Garcia, the usurper of the Aztec Empire of House de Aragon. Wow. The son of Satan, I assume you are, based on your glowing eyes. An early Aztec invasion caused by his wicked antidepressant. What? Character found an outlet to reduce the effects of his... Okay, sure. Took out alone, dual experience, bodyguard lover, astronomic debt, ran with money, speaking in tongues. The Holy Comet as well. Voice of Satan. Oh, God, yeah. Character has... Whoa, demonic horns. But in all pretenses of humanity and revealed his true nature. So we're up against the son of Satan and the Aztecs. The Mongols from one side, the Aztecs from another. Well, this is fun. Who's he invading out of interest? That looks like... Wales. I was going to say that looks like Wales. Oh, it looks like Norway. It is Norway, that's why. But they've got Wales? Oh. Oh, the Welsh flag's the dragon, you big idiot. A large merchant caravan from distant lands, leader a jovial man of massive girth, in awe at the size of this lad. Do you want him to join us? Well, he's not actually that good. No, you can keep him. I can't really afford to look after him. They've arrived in the coast of Brittany. Okay, nothing to worry about then. Not that we'd have to worry about that anyway. I can't imagine they'd, go all the way around through the Danish coast there to come to Gotland. That would be a very specific and spiteful war. You get the most from my capital, Gotland. Tax modifiers are great. Magical arts. Hey, we're now an occultist. This is fantastic. One more step to we can become an alchemist like our father's footsteps. You guys are basically giving me the green light to play that slot machine as much as possible. Kind of annoyed that we still count as under house arrest. Because that's given us -5 diplomacy when we're clearly not under house arrest. Our God's Blood removed the trait incapable without taking into account their other game mechanics. I'm going to try and remove that. What is it? Like, remove... Okay, I'm going to actually take this away mid-episode, because I don't think that's kind of fair. Because this is definitely a bug. Was it like remove? It might be clear modifier. I don't actually know. If I can't work it out, I won't waste too much time on this, don't worry. House arrest? Unknown command. Could just be CLR modifier? Or it's like remove character modifier, character flag, could be anything like that. Who fucking knows? Well, I'm sure we can live with it for one episode. It won't matter too much, and I'll get rid of it between episodes. Right, okay, let's carry on. Sorry about that. Slight aside there, but it's not perfect. Mythos is far from a perfect mod. It's a hugely ambitious mod, and I can forgive them for missing out a very minor thing like that. We've become size 1. So we're 20 years old. That makes us a size 1 giant, because half giants grow at half the size of regular giants. It's normally once every 10 years. Of course, it's once every 20 years for us. As the giant ages, they continue to grow in size. We've got some health, personal combat, siege and morale damage. Gotland prospers. That's great news. Look at how much money we've got. Oh, God, the hiccups. As I grow, so do my hiccups. We're approached by a messenger who offers us an investment in our economy. Patrician Umberto of Participazio. Let's let him invest. Honestly, I think we can happily roll the dice on this one. Hey, look at that. Wow, moderate foreign profit, diplomacy +1, national tax modifier +15%, and build cost -15%. So this is a mechanic added by Flogi's Tech Mod. I believe it's also in CK2+, whereby you can, if you're a merchant republic, approach foreign realms, do a local investment or a foreign investment. Local investment is a bit more costly, but has much bigger benefits and failures, malices, I should say, whereas the foreign investment has much less of a risk, but much less of a reward, because obviously you're sharing it with whoever's realm you invest in, and we got quite lucky out of this one. This guy approached us, and we got our moderate foreign profit. Build cost -15% is pretty great. If we ever want to build buildings, now's the friggin' time, huh? War merchant, naval supplies merchant, what does that get? Tax income. What about the temple? Small monastery, we could upgrade that to, gives plenty of tax, but it's also fairly expensive. That's pretty good. That's a good price for that. That was 97 because it hadn't updated the XP hadn't upgraded. 97 gold that gives tax income +2. That's huge. Obviously, we won't gain all of that, but we'll gain, what, 75%? I have no idea. How much taxes do they pay? Let's take a look. Total yearly income, it's 30% vassal tax right now, so we might want to up that as soon as possible. Tribal law. We actually don't have any legal system right now enabled, so we could go for tribal law. Vassal limit -5. Every other opinion down, but tribal vassal opinion is up. Let's go for that. Tribal organization, we can go a little bit higher. Revoke title allowed. Ooh, that's not really relevant, is it? So we go for that one. Let's go for low centralization as well. See if anybody is... Oh, is anybody even going to be up for that? Oh, nice tech points. Should have probably maybe bought some favors before I did this. Or if we buy favors now? No. Let me guess. No. Let me guess. No. This would have been a very costly law. I just wanted to test it. I'm not really too bothered if we get low centralization because it makes no fucking difference to us either way. Yeah, what a shocker. Oh, well. It will be good for the future, but we are in no means ready to, you know, convert government type at this stage. All right, so I want Earth Hill Fort. It's 250. So why don't we go up raiding for a bit, try and get a bit of prestige. We've got a lot of men now. In fact, we've not got enough boats anymore, so let's build that shipbuilder too. Thank you. Let's put the men back down while we're waiting for ships. Been at peace for too long. We could raid Sweden. Why don't we just go across the river to Chust and see what they've got here? Why can't we raid that? Hang on. Why are we not counted as raiders there? Well, they're hostile to us, but we can't... Oh, we are raiding them now. There we go. Good, good, good. Mongols are truly fearsome. I'm glad that we got all of that gift out of sending all those people to China, by which I mean we've lost everything and got nothing out of it. Thank you. Make sure she gets all she wants and more. Of course we will. Pregnant, which is great. Efforts, praise, and name and deeds. Oh, nice. We got some warriors as well. Right, so can we move them over to the unit? I can't remember how to do it now. We have to make them not raiders and then something like that, right? But why don't we just sort it down? Sweet. 3 gold. It's not massive, but I'll take the prestige. That's really what I'm here for. Do these count as having a border with us? I have no idea if we can actually raid these. Anyway, we're getting prestige, so I don't really care about too much else here. Right, if we burn these down, does it give us gold? 0. Yeah, okay. I didn't know whether it had to be a land border or a sea border. Turns out it's actually just a land border, and apparently this counts because it's got a straight crossing. We can, however, raise the fleets and just put them in here, and then just keep sending them back and forth. All right. Why don't we hit their capital? Because I imagine they've got a fair amount of gold there. They also might be fairly well defended, so I'll have to be careful of this one. 30 gold. Man, that was good. I didn't realize Sweden was quite as rich as they are right now. We'll head up here and take this one out as well. Right, what have you got? Fair amount, but again, because we've got these event-spawn troops, we can still use them as raiders. A daughter was born to Steensane of Gotland and Queen Kara. Terrible, unfruitful. Bjorg? Let's give her a random name and sort of see what I can work with here. Beta. Done. Perfect. And you also get magical education, seeing as both of your parents are powerful wizards. We should really take those back and merge them. It's one thing to fight... Like, these will fight troops together, but the other event spawn troops won't actually raid. So why don't we sort that out very briefly. And what are they on? Liege Levy, Gotland tribes. We want to move those over, and then we want to move those below. I think that's how you do it. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Okay. And then move them back over. Oh, nice. More of them. Shit. Okay. And then we merge them. Open it up. And we want to move them all to the center. Old Jotnar, Zealots, Zealots, Zealots. Boom. Perfect. Look at that. Holy shit. We've got a lot now. Let's hit the Swedish capital. Fuck it. Take him out. Give me that gold. Given the tax, what is it? Taxing flux, something like that. After lots of learning, I'm prepared. Oh, God. We can become an alchemist already. This has been a great episode. Let's do it. 32 gold down. So what did we do last time? Now, this was the dude that the comment from yesterday's episode was talking about. Someone left a comment saying that this guy here, Jabir ibn Hayyan, I don't know how well I'm saying that, but that's certainly how it looks. This is a guy who's apparently historically accurate, was a famous alchemist, or at least tried to obviously be an alchemist. My purity and nobility, I don't think that's true. I need to heat them out to near... We'll go for this dude. I think we trust him. I think we did this one last time as well, so I'll go for this one again. I should use Mercury to spread out the transmutation based on magic education when we've got that one. I failed, but we gained the trait alchemist. We made gold. We can try and do it again. That's great. It's just, I think that the whole point of that, even though we succeeded, I think the whole point of the event chain, oh good, the pants app too. Therefore I, King Stellaris of Gotland, command that the use of pants be outlawed throughout the realm. Like I was saying, I think the whole point of that is to illustrate that it is risk-reward. It's not always a guaranteed success, so, speaking of which, let's roll the dice. Failed. 300 gold down. What a great start to this guy's alchemy adventures. Right, well, Sweden will feed us all the gold we need, so thank you for that one. Boom, got him. We stole Jin Calligraphy. That could be a lot worse, and we got 31 gold out of that as well. Jin Calligraphy gives City Vassal Opinion. Kind of irrelevant for now, but the prestige is also pretty nice. I love this, that we can actually take out Upland and leave them high and dry. How much gold did we get out of that one? 100... Sorry? Well, don't mind if I do. I guess temple hoardings are always going to be fairly rich, aren't they? I don't know if there are any more kicking around, though. It's kind of rare at this stage in Scandinavia for there to be anything but just the standard tribal holdings. I know Norway has one in their capital. Why don't we go for that one, then? March to Norway. March to Helm's Deep. Let's send the boats over as well. A new land has been sighted across the sea west of Iceland while sailing to Reykjavik from Norway. Gunnbjorn Ulfsson and his crew were blown off course and came upon several skerries lying off the coast of much larger Island. Possibly a new continent. While Gunnbjorn did not go ashore, the land seems to be unclaimed and unsettled. Sailors in Iceland have vowed to investigate the discovery, so that's Greenland. What lies beyond? I wonder. What could it be? This is supposed to be the start of the Aztec event chain. Oh, great. Apparently we weren't fighting in combat. You kidding me? They literally disbanded us as we were fighting in combat, you bloody idiots. Alright. Noble distinguished himself in battle. Toket of Visby is very good. Thank you. The landscape surrounding Vermaland is a sight to behold. I wish I was not here for a battle. Oh, right, I see. Got it. I thought he was about to become Craven then or something. Once all this over, maybe I will come here with Elizabeth a child, please. My sword is suddenly kicked out of my hand and a scruffy looking shoulder shouts, voice like a demon, I'll get your leg. How about you just take this lesser key of Solomon? We can give him the lesser key of Solomon. We're already an alchemist, though. It's good. It's a good book, though, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Or do we take our leg? Do we want our leg or a book? We shouldn't be leading troops anyway. We've got 7 martial. That was my own fault. I wanted to get in prestige, as I said, but that was not worth the price of a leg, huh? Can we seek treatment? We can try and alchemize. Hey! Oh, man. That was a big one. Should we roll the dice again? Let's commission a runestone first and foremost. My mother, I think she deserves it more than anything else. Because we are a god. Though fate and chance have conspired against me, my body's made itself back to divine form. Because we have the blood of the gods. Because we are the grandson of Loki, who has died. He vanished. Loki is gone. I wonder where he's gone. We have remended our body. Chopped our leg off, but again, our divine power has brought us back to life there. So there must be like a hidden trait in the background or a flag or something like Hemi, Demi, Semi-God kicking around. We do have God's blood from our father's side, who is obviously the son of Loki. Our grandfather was the son of Loki, and our other grandfather was Loki. So we've got God's blood coming from every side here, and our mother is a demigod. So I'm kind of glad that we actually chose not to give away the lesser key of Solomon, but we got the +2 axe. Oh, nice. I wasn't actually expecting that. We've got it equipped, so that's fantastic. Martial +2, personal combat +6, more troops for us, essentially. Let's burn down the temple. Hole in the wall act. Hey, we got all of them. Oh, no, we already did the hole in the wall act, didn't we? Shit. I think it was the top one I was supposed to go for. Oh, well. Let's burn this one down as well. 23 gold. Apparently, Bergheim didn't have as much as Upland. I think Upland is the sort of central site, though, isn't it? That's sort of the OG one. Right, bring this back. 1,000 gold. Can we begin work on a wonder? It's perfect. The runestone you commissioned has been perfect. Oh, shit, okay. We'll roll the dice again, though. Don't worry about it, my friends. We're losing 300 gold to go, though. So if we win, we get, like, 3 times our investment. Or, yeah, no, it's 3 times what we would lose by the looks of it. So it's always worth going. It's 100 gold cost. My God, we can actually afford a wonder now, can't we? What would we build? I wanted to build the Great Palace. I think that might be the most perfect, like, first one. We need 2,600 gold. Next episode, my friends, we alchemize a little bit more. We turn magic into gold, and hopefully we start work on this Grand Palace. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys have liked this episode. This was a great episode. I think we achieved a huge amount. We experienced a lot of various stuff. We got ourselves a good wife, a great wife, I should say, and everything is hunky-dory. Let's give a shout out to the insane top tier level patrons who have made this channel and this series possible in the first place. A big thank you to Harik, Alpha Scuff, Asuna Kirito, Atmosis, Average Gamer 419, Baniel Sedini, Conspiracy, Crosis, Escape, Facundo Vasquez, Heydog, Jimbo, Josh Lindeen Tesla, Michael Mullen, Necrophilim, Palvis Presley, Sean Thornton, Smirtworm, Tom Terror 18, Vacuous Bacchus, Wolfsen, and Zazzy 7011. Thank you all for your support in the insane tier levels on Patreon. Thank you for keeping this channel alive. It is most appreciated. You guys make all of this possible. And the same, of course, goes to my other good friends over on Patreon. Gray, Nathaniel Lindbergh, Llewellyn Thomas, Acero, Betimus Max, Chris, Crazy Pat, David Van Diepen, Don, Honey217, Gabriel Van Ders, Gaz, Genji Zerka, Haji Dumar, Hancock, Harry McGowan, Icy the Great, Jay Lera, James Barnes, Joran DeVries, John Holiday, Jordan Campbell, Joseph Beard, Justin Plott, Nathan Flores, Matthew, Nick, Panther Pearl, people for the ethical treatment of animals every single time. Sir Thor the Swede, Shari, Wolfie, Zico, Adam Person, Sudini, Fraser Brennan, Noah Gallimore, and The Insane Pickle. Thank you all for your support on Patreon as well.